Congrats on the win recently, of course.
Thank you so much.
What'd you think of that one tonight?
Man, that was
standing up down there.
Yeah, man, it was an awesome fight, man. I thought Jan Blachowicz did a hell of a job. His boxing looked great. Corey seemed slow tonight. He just seemed like something wasn't clicking in there. He seemed slower, more hesitant on his takedowns. You know, honestly, I think he was more worried about fighting me than fighting Jan Blachowicz. And it showed a valuable lesson of what happens when you look past opponents. You know what I mean? I think Corey Anderson tasted humble pie tonight.
If you were picking a winner before this fight, would you have picked Jan?
I would have gone with Corey Anderson. You know, I thought that he was the more athletic of the two. I think he was more versatile. I honestly thought Corey was going to win the fight, but Jan had other plans.
So does Jan have a legit case in your eyes to fight you next?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone knows the winner of that fight were in title contention, and to finish the fight the way he did, a first-round knockout, I don't see how the guy could be denied.
Of course, obviously everyone's going to ask about the potential rematch with Dominic. If you move past that as consideration?
No, it's something I definitely consider. I think in order for a Dominic Reyes rematch to happen, it's going to take just a few meetings with the UFC to make that happen. But if we don't rematch, I'm fine with that too. I feel like I won the fight. Definitely won round 3, 4, and 5. You know, a lot of people are giving the referee a lot of slack that said that I won 2, 3, 4, and 5. I could see how he could give me 2, 3, 4, and 5. But 3, 4, and 5, I stand by.
Another judge in round 2 gave you round 2, and another judge in round 3 gave you round 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel good about the fight. At the end of the day, my job is just to go out there and fight. I can't control what the judges see or what they say, but I do think they made the right call.
We know that you like a challenge. Did Jan's performance tonight signify to you that he'd be more of a challenge than you expected previously?
Jan's been looking great, man. The way he knocked out Luke Rockhold, the way he just knocked out Corey Anderson. I mean, both of those guys aren't really known to be able to take a punch, but he's pulling the trigger and he's landing those big shots, and I think he's very deserving.
Jon, has it finally sunk in that you're one of the greatest after 14 defense titles?
You know, it feels good to be in my position in the sport. I'm definitely very grateful for it, and I just try to do my best, by just working incredibly hard and mainly giving it back to the fans. I came here tonight just to see the fans, man. I tried to do a little meet and greet before every one of the fights tonight, and I got to meet a lot of people from New Mexico and shake hands with some of my best supporters, and that's what it was about for me tonight.
Do you see going yourself up to heavyweight?
I could see heavyweight happening eventually, but it's definitely not on the forefront. I think there's a lot of work to do in the light heavyweight division. The only way I would go up to heavyweight is to challenge for the title right away.
Jon, has your approach changed at all over the last few fights, just the way that you approach going into your fights?
No, I don't think my approach has changed too much. I do believe that I'm starting to fight a little smarter. I'm trying not to take as much damage. But I learned a lot in my last fight. I think I was trying to fight too smart. I was taking those early rounds a little too slow. I spent a little bit too much time in the fill-out process. And I think moving forward, I'll get back to getting after it.
Do you think you have a distinct advantage the longer the fights go?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I'm the type of fighter where if I get a few rounds with you, I'm going to start to understand your speed, your go-to techniques, and I'm going to start to react better. Absolutely.
A week away from the fight, do you have in mind when you'd like to return and be back for your next one?
So I'm a week away from my last fight. To the day, I feel 100% recovered. My bruises went away in less than a week, which I think is rare. I'm walking on my feet. I got tight dress shoes on right now. My feet aren't swollen.
You're able to do that after a fight.
Yeah, man. Everything's the healing's doing better. I'm just trying to be a better professional, taking better care of myself. And I feel like I'm ready to go tonight, honestly, especially after seeing that fight. I'm just so jazzed up and pretty excited.
And Jon, so they might kind of say that you might have gotten bored with some of your opponents, kind of like taking for the challenge. What are you kind of looking at for your next fight?
Yeah, definitely not bored with any of my opponents. To fight guys like Dominic Reyes, who just put me through hell, how can you be bored with that? Ultimately, I think the fans really are the ones who got their money's worth, you know what I mean? Getting to watch me really get tested and bleed and have to bring out that dog. I think the fans really won in that one. And yeah, I'm still excited about my future in the light heavyweight division.
Do you think that kind of struggle like that might get you right back on your feet, ready?
Yeah, I feel like that type of struggle was definitely really humbling. You know, I believe to compete at the level I compete at, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to think of yourself as being somewhat invincible when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. You know, but there's a fine line between believing too much and not enough. And I felt that last fight was definitely very humbling for me. It was something that I needed just to push me even harder for my next few fights.
Have you gotten a chance to watch that one back yet?
Yeah, I've watched my last fight at least 5 times now with some pretty MMA savvy people. And every time I've watched the fight, we've all come to the conclusions that I won the fight. Definitely won the 4th and 5th. I feel like I won the 3rd and 4th. I mean, the 2nd and 4th, the 2nd and 3rd as well.
Jon, how would you describe the overall level of talent at the top of the division based on how it was when you came up fighting the legends? Has it gotten that much better as you've evolved and you've gotten older at the top of the division than it was when you started?
I feel like it's consistent with when I started. I feel like when I first joined the UFC, there were more famous athletes, you know, the Rampages and Rashads and the, you know, Chuck was just on his way out, and the Vitor's and the Forrest Griffins, you know, Stephen Bonners. These guys are household names, you know, very famous people. The guys right now in the top division, they're not as internationally known, but they are just as tough. Absolutely, I got my hands full, and I always will have my hands full. You know, as long as these guys are dreaming to be the best ever, I'll always have a job.
Quite a while it had been considered that the first Gustafsson fight was the toughest challenge you have faced. Does the last weekend's fight now take over that spot?
No, I think the first Gustafsson fight was still my toughest fight ever. Gustafsson had me bleeding. He had me pulling from my reserve. He had me, you know, fighting like a dog. You know, just like I feel like I was treading water in the ocean, a very wavy ocean. So yeah, this last fight was difficult, but it was nowhere near the first Gustafsson fight. All right, guys.
Last one. In the build-up to the fight,
I love how you did that. You're so professional, so calm. Last one.
But in the build-up to the fight, when you fought Reyes, during the first press conference, somebody asked you about a tweet that you put out in September saying that you had a big fight coming up, and you revealed that it was Stipe that you were angling for at the time, and you were really excited for that.
Yeah.
Now you got 2 really strong contenders. Is there a part of you that was like, oh man, I was kind of ready to go up, but now it seems like you can never really clear out a division. There's always somebody popping up.
Yeah, you can never really clear out a division. I mean, I feel like I'm actually really close to it though, because after I beat Jan Blachowicz, you know, I don't really know who the UFC is going to present to me. Maybe a Reyes rematch, or who knows. Yeah, like I said, as long as these guys are dreaming of being the champion, being the best in the world, they're going to have to meet me, and you know, I'll always have a job.